It's not like all the Somali kids are bad, but there are some bad apples, and those bad apples' voices are louder than the others.
That bad apple theory is something we hear often. And tonight, the sentiment is coming from leaders like that in Somali Youth Link after several Somali youth were charged for targeting police with fireworks over the 4th of July. That a small group of some are getting large groups to do things they shouldn't. So what could tip the scales for good? That's where we want to make our focus go tonight. Not on charges and mugshots of young people, but on a community that is doing what it can to help young people to say no to bad influences. Jennifer Hoff joins us now.
Doing what they can, Jana. I like that. The group was originally contracted by the city of Minneapolis to do just a 90-day pilot program last year. The city saying that was so successful, it extended it through next May. And now tonight, we're getting an inside look at how the group is deterring public safety threats and providing outreach to those you speak about who maybe need it the most.
So let's walk.
Oh, yeah. You guys want to walk?
Yes, we're gonna walk.
For 5 nights a week, Bashir Elmi leads the Somali Youth Link around Minneapolis. The group covering ground from Boom Island to Dinkytown and here at the Stone Arch Bridge.
Much of the work that we do is the youth. It's focused on the youth because we want them to be safe.
The idea started last year after a violent 4th of July that police say continued this year. And included mostly Somali youth targeting people with fireworks.
It's the group next to the radius.
Leading now to rioting charges against 20 of them.
We don't want them to be arrested. We don't want them to get felony. We don't want them to, destroy their future. They need to understand that. So do their parents, and we're all want to work, towards that goal.
Although this work is well underway, these women know it dates back to 2014, when a group of East African mothers first partnered with local law enforcement to prevent ISIS from recruiting Somali youth. Young people, they say, are now turning to violence and substance abuse.
We tell I know your mother, go home. They say, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, where they go,
And they listen to you.
Yeah, they listen to us, yeah.
Their presence, a proactive approach, they say, to any threats to public safety.
Yeah.
Are you making a difference?
Yeah, after that, yes.
City leaders called last year's pilot program a success, entering 2 months ago into a now year-long contract worth $300,000. The Office of Community Safety writing in a statement today, it's continuing to review both qualitative and quantitative data to assess its effectiveness.
We don't try to do a police work. We try to help and talk in a way that is very calm and not confrontational.
Elmi says kids need cultural specific support, and they're helping bridge a growing generational divide. A turbulent issue that includes trauma from decades of civil war.
The Somali kids are not really bad. We're just taking a big umbrella and we're throwing at them, but I think there are a lot of Somali kids that have a successful story. Engineers, programmers, managers, they're all over the place. And those voices, the bad voices are always bigger than the quieter voices. And eventually, I'm hoping that next year or the years after, there will not be bad 4th of July.
Minneapolis City Councilor Michael Rainville, whose district is right there around Dinkytown, has worked extensively and pretty hard to create some positive relationships with the Somali community there. He says that he measures the success of those groups, particularly the one we just profiled, by the number of police calls to those problem areas, essentially saying when there are fewer of them, of course, that's when you can measure that success, Jana.
Right, and so much of it is immeasurable in terms of data points, right, that we trust that this work that is important work is happening. And to me, it looks pretty remarkable. You were out there, you saw it firsthand.
Yeah, that's really well said and a good point. It is hard to measure some of that because I think these connections that you're creating every day are what builds, and that's what matters over time too, right? It's not something that you can just look to in a few days or even a few months and say yes or no, this is working. It's something that really is going to take time to fix and turn around.